Have you ever had a day so ordinary, so perfectly, boringly ordinary, that you were certain something extraordinary was about to happen? Alice had that feeling. She had it quite often, in fact. But on this particular afternoon, she was right.
Oh dear, I shall be too late. Oh dear, I shall be too late.
Now, Alice had seen many things in her young life, but she had never in her life seen a rabbit with a pocket watch. She knew she should stay. She knew she should go back to her sister and her book and her perfectly ordinary afternoon. But Alice had never been very good at staying.
She will have my head for certain this time.
Hello? Is anyone down there?
Oh dear, I shall be too late.
Down, down, down she fell, past shelves of orange marmalade, past maps of places she didn't recognize, past clocks that ticked in the wrong direction.
I wonder how many miles I've fallen. I must be getting close to the center of the earth by now.
She was not. But she was getting close to something far more interesting.
Oh dear, I shall be too late.
The hall was filled with doors. More doors than Alice had ever seen in one place, and every single one of them was locked.
If I drink it,
Of course.
it makes me smaller?
One problem at a time.
Oh my, I forgot the key. What will I do now? I wonder what this does. I must be careful though.
And in that long, strange hall, with no one to help her and no way forward, Alice cried. Not because she was weak, but because she was 9 years old and very far from home, and nothing made any sense at all.
First, I will open the door.
Sometimes the solution is simpler than you think. You just have to stop crying long enough to find it.
And then I will return and drink the last of the juice, which will make me small enough to go outside.
Alice entered a garden. It was more beautiful than anything she had ever imagined. And for one perfect moment, she forgot everything else entirely.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear! She will have my head for certain this time.
Hey, wait up!
The rabbit, her rabbit, the one who had started all of this.
Hey! Only rabbits allowed!
Please, let me in. I just need to find the rabbit.
No way.
And that was that. And in that extraordinary garden, in front of a door she could not open, Alice cried and cried and cried. Alice had been down a rabbit hole. She had grown enormous. She had shrunk to nothing. She had flooded an entire garden with her own tears. And now she was sitting on a pebbly beach. Wonderland, she decided, was not what she had expected.
Hush. Excuse me. Could any of you tell me how to find the white rabbit? Small, white, blue waistcoat, gold pocket watch, always in a terrible hurry?
Alice looked at them. They looked at her. She wondered if she had said something wrong.
Who wants to hear a joke?
She could not imagine what.
What this situation calls for is a caucus race.
A caucus race? What is that?
The best way to explain it is to do it. The race is over.
But who has won?
Everybody has won. And all must have prizes.
All?
Thank you.
Chirp. A happy little bird chirp.
But there was nothing left for Alice, who had provided all the prizes. So the mouse gave her a thimble. Alice thought it was the strangest prize she had ever received. Then the mouse told a story about a mouse who trusted a dog who was not to be trusted. A story about being small in a world full of creatures who are larger and do not always mean well.
It was a lonely time for a small mouse. That reminds me of my cat Dinah. She is the most brilliant cat at catching mice. You would not believe how quick she is. And birds too. She caught 3 sparrows in one morning just last week and... Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. Dinah is very gentle, really. She would never.
The thimble!
Give it back.
Alice watched them go. She had not meant to upset him. She had only been making conversation. But then, she supposed cats were not a comfortable topic, if you were a mouse.
Marianne! What are you doing out here? Never time. Run home this instant, fetch my fan and gloves. Go!
Alice decided that perhaps now was not the moment to correct him. So she ran. Down through the tangled, candy-colored woods, Alice hurried, following the white rabbit's little paw prints this way and that, until they led her straight to his door. She popped it open and dashed up the stairs, quick as she could go. On the dressing table, a fan and a pair of tiny white gloves. Then she noticed a small bottle. Alice knew by now that she really ought not to drink things she found in strange houses. She drank it anyway.
Oh dear! Oh dear! She drank the potion! Help! Help! Somebody help!
Then the little creatures began to throw stones at Alice, but each stone turned into a cake as it flew. One landed right in her hand. She took a bite, and at once she began to shrink. Little Alice, quite afraid now, threw open the door and dashed off into the forest. She raced on, deeper into the Wonderland, when all at once a giant puppy came crashing through the trees. Alice leapt aside just in time, barely escaping being squashed flat. Alice stopped to catch her breath at last, when from somewhere close by, a curious little voice called out.
Who are you?
I hardly know, sir. Just at present. I knew who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed several times since then.
Explain yourself.
I'm afraid I can't explain myself, sir, because I'm not myself, you see.
One side will make you grow taller. The other side will make you grow shorter. Keep both.
Alice tucked the little mushrooms safely into her apron pocket, for the caterpillar had said they might come in useful, and useful things were hard to come by in Wonderland. And so she wandered on, deeper into the glowing mushroom forest, where great towering toadstools rose like trees and lit the path with their soft colored light. She walked on and on, until the glowing stalks parted before her, and there it stood, a most peculiar cottage, its walls dark as midnight and studded with berries, its chimneys puffing golden smoke into the sky. This was the Duchess's pepper cottage. Alice knocked upon the strange dark door. A great puff of pepper made her sneeze. Inside was the oddest kitchen she had ever seen. A cook flung peppercorns into an enormous bubbling pot. The Duchess stood scowling with a squalling baby in her arms. And in the corner, a large cat sat grinning from ear to ear, for no reason at all. Then, without a single word, the Duchess thrust the baby into Alice's arms and swept away. Alice held the little thing close. It gave a cough and a grunt, and then, to her great surprise, it turned into a pig, wriggled free, and trotted away. And all at once, she was quite alone. There came a puff of black smoke, and when it cleared, Alice found herself standing in a glittering crystal forest. But Alice was not quite alone. For there, upon a glittering crystal branch, a grin appeared out of nothing at all, and slowly the rest of the cat followed.
Oh, it's you! Would you please tell me which way I ought to go from here?
That depends a great deal on where you want to get to.
I want to find my way home.
Home. Interesting destination. Do you remember the way you came?
I fell down a rabbit hole.
Then going up would seem logical. Though, I would not recommend logic as a navigation tool in Wonderland. It has a very poor record here.
But which direction is up from here?
That depends on which way you are standing. Which depends on which way you fell.
That is not helpful at all.
I never said it would be helpful. I said it depend, which it does, very much.
Are all the people here mad?
We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
How do you know I'm mad?
You must be, or you wouldn't have come here.
Alice stared at the place where the cat had been. A grin without a face, she thought. She had seen stranger things today, but not many. And she was still no closer to home, but somehow just a little less afraid of that. So Alice walked on through the glittering trees until the crystal gave way to a most curious clearing. There stood a little house with rabbit ears for a roof, clocks blooming like flowers, and teacups steaming in the grass. A long table was laid end to end, and a sign upon the door read, "No time to answer." For here lived the March Hare, and today the Mad Hatter had come for tea.
No room! No room!
There is plenty of room.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean you think you can find out the answer?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing a bit. You might just to say that I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see. Why, a mad tea party is the best kind. I eat what I
Madness,
see.
Alice was beginning to understand, was sometimes just another word for pain. Alice did not finish her tea. She rose and slipped away without a word, for some goodbyes are kinder left unsaid. The forest was peaceful, wonderfully, magnificently, gloriously peaceful. Alice had not realized how much she had missed peaceful. She wandered on beneath the great flowers, where the light fell soft and golden, and for a while there was nothing to run from, and nowhere she had to be. And then, deep among the towering stems, something quite ordinary caught her eye. There was a door in the tree. Of course there was. She knew this place. The first time Alice had stood in this hall, she had been confused and overwhelmed and entirely too large. This time, she was none of those things. Well, not quite. She was still too large. But Alice was not worried, for the caterpillar's mushrooms were still tucked in her pocket, and one careful bite made her exactly the right size. And there it was, the garden from the very beginning. Exactly as she remembered. She kept well clear of the topiary rabbit this time. She had learned her lesson there, and had no wish to go flooding the place with tears again. So Alice wandered on, quiet and content, along the winding white path, until she came at last to a shimmering hedge of crystal flowers. Alice had not expected that. And beyond the edge, another garden entirely. This was a different kind of garden entirely. The kind of garden that had rules, very serious rules, about roses. Alice found 3 playing cards in a frantic hurry, painting the white roses red.
Would you tell me, please, why you are painting those roses?
The thing is, miss, we planted white roses by mistake. And if the Queen finds out...
She'll have our heads.
She's coming.
The Queen of Hearts was coming, and Alice had a feeling that this was going to be the strangest part of her day yet, which, given her day, was saying something considerable.
Who is this?
My name is Alice, if it please your majesty.
with their heads! Your Majesty, perhaps a croquet game first. If they win, you spare them. If they lose, well, they lose. A game! Yes, I do enjoy a game. Punchess. We play croquet. Now!
The game was pure chaos. Alice could hardly play. The Queen cheated shamelessly, and every moment came another cry of,
Off with their heads!
but then, all at once, someone burst from the palace shouting,
The trial has begun!
The Knave of Hearts stood accused of a most terrible crime, stealing the Queen's tarts. The whole of Wonderland gathered to watch, and the king himself sat as judge. Now, all through the trial, Alice had been growing, just a little, just enough. And the only one who noticed was the smallest person in the room.
Rule 42. All persons more than a mile high must leave the court immediately.
But I'm not a mile high. And besides, you've only just made that up.
It is the oldest rule in the book.
Then it ought to be Rule 1.
Never mind. Consider your verdict.
Decision of consent before a verdict. No! No! Sentence first, verdict afterwards.
That's not the way things are done. You can't give the sentence before the verdict.
Hold your tongue!
I will not. Why? You're nothing but a pack of cards.
Off with her head!
At the Queen's furious cry, the whole court flew up into the air, and all at once they were nothing but a flurry of playing cards, tumbling down around her. And then Alice opened her eyes. She was back in the garden, safe on her sister's lap, the warm afternoon, just as she had left it. It had all been a wonderful dream.
What a curious dream I've had.
And so Alice and her sister crossed the little bridge and wandered home through the garden, Alice hopping and skipping every step of the way, her wonderful dream still bright in her heart. But just behind them, where no one thought to look, a certain white rabbit peeked out, and, with a knowing little wink, he bid us all goodbye.